Oh, countdown. Okay, so we're going to do the countdown. Are you ready? Are you ready over there? All right, so 3, 2, 1. And there you go. The Vegas Golden Knights.
This is After Hours with Amy Lawrence.
They are now officially a franchise with colors, with a logo, and with one player. A couple of guys in the front office as well. The Vegas Golden Knights will drop the puck for the first time coming up later this year, 2017-18 season. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence on CBS Sports Radio and CBSSportsRadio.com. We are really excited to talk about this building process with the general manager of the Golden Knights, George McPhee. George, thanks so much for joining us. I know there's a lot going on, a lot happening behind the scenes, even though you're still a few months away from getting a team on the ice. But how excited is everyone in Las Vegas to finally have a major pro sports franchise in town?
Oh, without a doubt. The civic pride in Las Vegas is unlike anything I've experienced anywhere. To be quite honest, this team has in the city, I should say, has been one of the best tourist capitals of the world, with 42 million people coming every year, and now it's becoming a pro sports destination. And we are delighted with the response that we've had from our fan base in every way. We have. We're close to 14,000 season tickets. We have families and small businesses buying those tickets in small blocks, 2 to 8 tickets. It's not like a casino or a hotel or a shopping mall coming in and buying huge blocks. These are the locals that are buying. And in every event that we've had, all kinds of people have shown up, more than we anticipated at every event. So there's a lot of pride, and we are, as I said, really delighted to be the first pro team in the market.
You've worked in other major markets like New York, like Washington with the Capitals, where there are multiple pro sports franchises, but now going into Vegas, the first major sports team that'll call Vegas its home. How significant is that for a city?
Well, the interesting thing is, Las Vegas is one of the fastest growing cities in America, and it's it has a small town feel, but it has A-list entertainment, and I guess they just wanted some more A-list entertainment, and they're certainly going to get that in an NHL franchise. The NHL as a league is doing very, very well. The product is really outstanding these days, the speed and the skill involved in the game. And to have now an NHL team, the Vegas Golden Knights, be able to put their flag down first in the city, I think is really important. And we feel like it's a privilege to be able to represent the city and the folks of this city.
There are probably dozens and dozens of challenges that most of us would never even think about when you're building a pro sports franchise from the ground up. So, George, how do you start? What do you do first?
Well, you should have a plan. You should have a blueprint. And I certainly had some time to think about this opportunity. I was working for the Islanders and really enjoyed that job, but was keeping an eye on Vegas like everyone else was, and sort of put together a blueprint, thinking that if I ever had a chance at that job and got it, we'd have to jump in with both feet right away. And so I certainly had a model put together of how I would want to do things in hockey operations, and names of people to hire, and then you have to put together your plan of 30, 60, 90 days, 120 days, and it's as easy as just working off of your desktop, and every day when you go in, you add something or delete something, or you add something that has to be done now or something that can wait 3 months. And Amy, you just get working, and it doesn't slow down. There are challenges every day, but we are really pleased with where we are as an organization, how far we've come so quickly. We're still only about 8 months old. When this expansion draft and entry draft comes along, we're going to be ready for it.
We're spending a few minutes with George McPhee, the general manager of the new Vegas Golden Knights NHL franchise, which will drop the puck for the first time in the fall of 2017. George, as I was thinking about this process of bringing in all these employees to help you build this franchise, I thought about the White House and a transition from one president to another, where the new administration has to hire all these employees, and it takes hundreds and hundreds of people to keep it going. So from your perspective in Las Vegas, how many people will you hire to work for the Golden Knights?
Well, the one nice thing about this, Amy, is, and I guess it's like walking into the White House, you don't have to fire anybody. In the White House, they have to do that. And most jobs, you're there for a reason, because the previous group is either done or didn't get the job done, and changes have to be made. The nice thing about starting an expansion team is you don't have to dig out from under anything else, and you don't have to make changes with people, which is always the most difficult thing to do, and the thing that keeps you up at night. I would say we have about 35 to 40 people in hockey operations now, and that's going to continue to grow as we put together our medical and equipment department, and then we certainly have to hire a coaching staff. So, like the rest of this business, it just keeps getting bigger.
What kind of coach are you looking for as you think about starting this team, these Golden Knights, and building from the ground up?
Well, we'd like to have someone, needless to say, that could be with us for a while. We'd like to have someone that can really develop a team, but develop individuals as well. We're going to have to do a lot in player development, and the coaching staff is going to have to be a big part of that. But we'd also like the coaches to be the ones that can also lead us to the promised land as well, and get us through the development stage, into the competitive stage and contending stage, and hopefully the championship stage. So we identified some people early in the year. We've taken our time with it. We want to get the right person. We'll probably get into mid to late April before any decisions are made, and it's a key strategic decision for us. So we put a lot of time into it. We want to get it right, and hopefully that will happen.
How does the expansion draft work? Because it's been a while since we've had one in professional sports.
Yeah, 16 years, I think. Well, each team gets to protect one goaltender, and then it's either three defensemen and 7 forwards, or 8 players total. And so we'll have a good shot at some decent players. I think it's pretty easy to identify the top 7 or 8 players on every team. There is a sort of a bubble of 3 or 4 guys after that, typically, that we're going to be choosing from. When you take the unrestricted free agents out of the mix, and the people with no move clauses, that sort of thing, and the first and second year players that are exempt, it takes a lot off the table. But there will still be enough there for us to get a good base and get some real good assets, and then build on that base through the entry draft.
George McPhee is taking on this humongous challenge as the general manager of the Vegas Golden Knights, starting as an NHL franchise in 2017-2018 season. It's After Hours with Amy Lawrence on CBS Sports Radio. So what are the expectations for your first season, how the team will perform?
Well, we're going to try and be as good as we can be. We're going to try to win. We're going to expect to put a very competitive club on the ice. We don't want to be doormats for anyone. We want to establish the right culture, and obviously that word is thrown around a lot in sports and in business, but your culture is very important. So we're going to work hard on that, and just do the best we can to be a real good team, and work at it. And one day we're going to wake up and it's going to be a real good team.
From your time with the Capitals, as well as other NHL franchises, what would you say is the biggest challenge in starting this team and essentially building it from nothing?
Yeah, sort of went through that in Vancouver when we had a work stoppage, and we decided before that work stoppage that we were going to tear our club down and then try to rebuild it after the work stoppage. We thought it would be a long one, and it was. We lost an entire season, but allowed us to divest ourselves of a lot of contracts. We moved a lot of players, and the first couple of years are really tough. It was hard to have the patience. It was hard to lose as much as we did, but by year 3 we were in the playoffs, and it's been an outstanding team since that time. So I know what we're in store for. I hope we can do just as good or a better job, and because we've been through it once, we have the confidence to think that we can do it again, and again, hopefully even better. So that experience, I think, Amy, will come in handy and get us through the tough period, and hopefully get us to the winning championship period quicker.
It certainly does help that you've been through the process before, in a manner of speaking. The Vegas Golden Knights are definitely another reason that I need to get to Las Vegas for the first time ever. The general manager, George McPhee, you've got the puck dropping in mere months, so we appreciate a couple of minutes and this great insight. Thanks so much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, Amy.